gosh, dang it, not again. Hello everyone, my name is Jayla and welcome to another video. Today I'm going to be discussing all the books that I have acquired in the last few months because honestly they just keep coming and they keep on coming and they keep on coming. I don't know where they're all coming from, but they come. So I wanted to go through everything that's been piling up. And some of them I've read, some of them I haven't read, and that's a problem for another Jayla. But this Jayla is just here to talk about them, so let's get into it. So we're just gonna start with the Secret Santa that I did in November, and this was, I can't list everyone right now because it was like 16 different people, but a bunch of booktubers arranged this Secret Santa exchange that was really, really sweet, and it was a way to meet other booktubers and just, you know, gift people what they wanted for Christmas, which was really cool, or for the holidays I should say. My Secret Santa ended up being Caroline, and as I said, everyone was a booktuber, so I will link Caroline's channel down below so that you can go subscribe to her channel, show her some love, and yeah, just overall appreciate her the way I appreciate her for getting me the awesome books that she got me. And so I got Nothing But Blackened Teeth from her, which is a short novella horror story that I really wanted to read. And since this is short, I'm definitely going to try and get this in before 2021 is over and, you know, bump up my reading goal. I know almost nothing about this except I believe it's got Japanese folklore influence. N.K. Jemisin said it's brutally delicious, and that's kind of all I need to know. It's short and hopefully not sweet, so I'm invested. I also got The Final Girl Support Group, which is a book that I want to read because I want to read a lot of Grady Hendrix books, and I just haven't read any of them yet, which is really annoying. I actually got to meet him last month at Y'all Fest, and he's a really, really cool dude, and I know that like he's a really talented writer, but I just haven't picked up or I haven't started any of his books, which is really annoying. So now I have 2 books of his that I really want to get to. Then Caroline got me The Ones We're Meant to Find by Joan He, and this book is just stunning, and I solely wanted it because of the cover, to be honest, but I also know it's a sci-fi story, a sci-fi twin story. I'm not really sure exactly what it's about, but I feel like they get separated from each other, and so it's about one twin trying to find the other. That's all I know about it, but again, it was just such a beautiful cover by. But being the dummy that I am, I also went and ordered some books from Book Outlet because they're usually very cheap and I can get large quantities for a very low price. Not sponsored by them, but it would be nice. I saw that they had The Ones We're Meant to Find on there, and this was before I had done my Secret Santa exchange, so I knew it was on my wish list, but I didn't know if anyone had gotten it for me, and I also was, as I said, dumb, and I just didn't think about how it was on my wish list, so I ended up buying it as well. What will I do with this extra copy? Let's find out. Stick around, there might be a giveaway in the future. Other purchases from Book Outlet include Catherine House by Elizabeth Thomas. This is a book that I heard a lot of people talking about last year because it's supposed to be this like dark academia. I believe it's a black female protagonist, and it's this like really eerie academy setting. So I've heard a lot of mixed things about this book, but it was also recommended to me a lot when I posted on my Instagram at Lala Loves Lit if you want to follow, and I was asking for dark academia recommendations, and this one came up quite a bit. So yeah, even though I've not really heard a lot of people saying like the most glowing things about this, there are people who really, really love it, and then there are people who are just like, I don't know what I just read. Or I think it has an ambiguous ending as well, which I don't love ambiguous endings, but I will try and move past it and just go into this with an open mind. As for more creepy, weird books, I got Bunny by Mona Awad. This is another book similar to Catherine House where people have just like said it's just, what do they read? Which is a good thing to me. I love coming out of something going, what? Which, not in a bad way, like if it's poorly written, that's not what I mean, but just like one that makes you really have to process your experience with it, which is what I've heard this is. I also got The City in the Middle of the Night by Charlie Jane Anders. I want to read this mostly because I want to read more more. By more, I mean I want to read some Charlie Jane Anders because I haven't read any of her work yet. This is another sci-fi story that's set on this planet where half of the planet is completely dark and then the other half of the planet has like blazing, blinding light, and so you can't really live there either. And then they kind of like, the people just live in this sliver of non-deadly inhabitable place. Also from Book Outlet, I decided that I wanted to get some more Alice Feeney because I read Rock, Paper, Scissors by her, and I read Sometimes I Lie. I can't remember if it was last year or earlier this year. I think it was earlier this year. And I really liked that book, and I really loved Rock, Paper, Scissors. So I was like, why not just get some more Alice Feeney? So I got His and Hers, and I got I Know Who You Are, which not really super sure about what either of these are about. I know this one's more about like a Hollywood star. This one implies marriage to me. Interesting that this Book Outlet book has a Target sticker on it. As I've said on this channel many times, I'm really not a thriller reader, but Alice Feeney has something about her writing that really pulls me in. And so I feel like this one might be my favorite thriller writer, but I probably can't say that without reading other thrillers. So I'll continue to expand my palette, I guess. But right now, these are what hit and these are what work for me. The last thing I got from Book Outlet was The Need by Helen Phillips. I haven't heard anyone talk about this book, but this cover really drew me in. It's supposed to be the speculative thriller about this mother and she's at home with her 2 kids, and then she hears noises and she's like, oh, it's fine, I'm just a sleep-deprived mom, I'm imagining things, and then she hears them again, only to find out there's actually an intruder in her home, and it sends her down an existential rabbit hole, is how it's described in the summary. I'm sure there's more in between point A and point B, but as far as I know, this is just going to be like a deep dive into motherhood and probably the sacrifices she has to make as a mother. So I'm really excited to read this because I love topics like that, and the speculative thriller aspect makes this really enticing as well. I also did a little binging on ThriftBooks, but not like a lot of binging. It's only 5 books, and it's ThriftBooks. They're pretty cheap. So I got volumes 1 and 2 of Giant Days, which I think started out as a webcomic, and I guess it got popular enough to become a graphic novel. I hadn't heard of them until I was browsing and looking for graphic novels to read, and I went and bought them because I wanted to read more before the year was over, and this is the only way to consume enough content to do that. So I got these 2. I've read them both. Not my favorites, but I will talk about that more in my wrap up, so if you are interested in that, stay tuned for that. And then I also got Snot Girl Volume 1 and Snot Girl Volume 2, which I cannot remember who recommended these to me right now, but I appreciate the recommendation. I read these, and I do like them, but I also I'm on the fence because, I don't know, like it's interesting that this is from the same guy who wrote Scott Pilgrim, who's like, you know, everyone loves those books. And these, I just feel like the storytelling is a little weird. So I love the art style, and I liked what I thought the direction was in volume 1, and then volume 2 happened, and I was like, what is the direction? I don't actually know. So I'm a little confused. I'm not sure if I'm going to continue these yet, but if you've read this full, I don't know if it's finished or not, but if you've read any of these and you have any strong feelings about one way or the other, I would love to know what your thoughts are on these, because right now I'm just like, it was okay, but is it worth continuing? Again, I'll talk more about those in my wrap up as well. Also from ThriftBooks, I got The Delivery by Peter Mendelsohn. And I have a beef with this book because I got this book because it reminded me of Severance. I don't know if you can really see the cover, but it gives me a lot of Severance vibes, and I was like, for sure, this is probably from the same designer who made the Severance cover, and it's from FSG as well, so I figured, yeah, probably. So I got this, and I don't think I messed up on my part. I definitely feel like I bought the hardcover, but this is an ARC, which A, you're not supposed to sell ARC, so the fact that they got me and made me spend money on this makes me mad. B, it's just this tiny little paperback, and C, it says this hardcover book meets all construction requirements of applicable freight, yeah, blah, 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 blah. Basically kind of playing on delivering things. And it's like, looks like a box that you'd be delivering. So I was just like, the fact that it says that this hardcover when it's clearly not a hardcover, which I know is just part of the design, it would be cute if it was actually a hardcover, it made me mad because I thought I had bought that. But anyway, that's a little non-important rant that is definitely a first world problem. So the packaging is what really got me on this, and then all I know is it's about a delivery boy. The back says, enter the world of the delivery boy, who must peddle his way to 5-star customer ratings and perhaps to freedom. I feel like this is supposed to have like an apocalypse undertone, but I might have just made that up because I'm not seeing it. Here we go. Countries go wrong sometimes, and sometimes the luckier citizens of those countries have a chance to escape and seek refuge in another country, a country that might itself be in the process of going wrong. So not exactly apocalypse, but clearly it's there's something going wrong in his society and he wants to escape it. But right now he's only a delivery boy and he needs to work his way up so that he can get that access to that other place. I'll let you know how it goes. That's all I know about it. I solely bought this for the cover and then was deceived, but it's fine. There are bigger problems to have. While I was home for the Thanksgiving holiday, I went to the dog park with my dog, and there's always this little free library that I check out every time I go there. And there was a copy of Homegoing by Yaa Gyasi, and it is the large print one, so that's why it's so floppy and big. But I've heard this book is very sad. That's all I know about it. Moving on to some book of the month purchases, because you know I'm going to keep my book of the month subscription even though I cannot keep up with the rate at which they send them to me. And I haven't read any of these and I really need to. I have Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. This was one of the finalists, I believe, for 2021, so you got a free book as well as the book that you picked for the book of the month. So I chose Razorblade Tears. I believe this one is about two fathers who team up to hunt down the people who I think killed their sons, who I don't want to say too much because I'm not sure how much you're supposed to know going into it. I've never read the synopsis. I've solely gotten this from other people, but they want to avenge their sons' deaths, and so they go on a kind of killing spree together, like a justified killing spree. How would I know? I've not read the book. Maybe it's not justified. I think it's justified. Anyway, so that's what this book is about. I've heard really good things. I think it's supposed to make you cry. I haven't cried in a book in so long. It would be so nice if that happened. So let's hope. Let's hope. Then for my December book of the month, I chose A History of Wild Places by Shay Earnshaw. For this one, all I know is that a woman goes missing. There's a guy who's really good at finding people, and I believe he finds her in some sort of culty situation. I think there's some sort of community in the woods that he finds her at. That's all I need to know. I like cults. I mean, I don't love cults or anything. I don't think they're a good thing, but I am fascinated by them, and so this is definitely up my alley. I've actually not ever read a cult book that I can think of, unless you count that one Nina LaCour book where I totally thought it was going to go in a culty direction and then I was very disappointed that it wasn't. That one was called Watch Over Me. If you think Insurgent had a cult because of the factionless, do you count stuff like that as a cult? Could be. So I need to read more of those. If you have cult book recommendations, leave them down below for me, please. I would love to read them. I watch a lot of cult movies, but have not read enough cult literature. The month before that, I got How to Marry Keanu Reeves in 90 Days. I started this. I'm not really feeling it so far. I'm not a fan of the writing, but I really like the wacky premise, and I'm hoping that if I give it another shot later in life, not that far in life, but later, maybe next year, I'll like it more. But this is essentially about a woman who is in love with Keanu Reeves, and she knows that they're destined to get married, and Keanu just doesn't know it yet. And so she and her best friend, I think his name is True, go on a road trip to put a stop to the wedding. And obviously it's like a friends to lovers because True is in love with her, but she just doesn't know it, which how could she not know? That's the thing about friends to lovers sometimes. I'm just, like, it's either really good or it's really annoying. And I feel like this one's gonna be really annoying from what I read. I read like, from the 28 pages I read, I can tell. I just know already. And then the two books I got the month before that were The Perishing by Natasha Dion and Harlem Shuffle by Colson Whitehead. This would be my first Colson Whitehead read, as I have not read Underground Railroad. I haven't read The Nickel Boys. This is about a dude named, I believe his name is Ray, and he lives in Harlem, and sometimes he does favors for people, but he's really just an honest, good guy, you know? But sometimes he does favors for people that are a little, you know, illegal, but nothing too crazy. This ends up being a heist story. I'm not fully sure how it culminates in that, but I'm in, I'm sold, I'm ready to experience it, and I want to be able to get one Colson Whitehead under my belt before I'm old, I guess. Before what? I don't know. What is the deadline? And then Natasha Dion's book, I got this because this was a speculative fiction pick. To keep it short and simple, it says, a black immortal in 1930s Los Angeles seeks to recover the memory of her past. Sounds really interesting to me. Then we have a bunch of books I stole from my office, and so one of them being This Is How You Lose the Time War. I have heard the good, the bad, the nitty, the gritty. People love this book, or people are like, what the f was this? I don't know what opinion I'm gonna be on, but I want to start this very soon. I also took a copy of The Deep by River Solomon, and this would be my first River Solomon read. I haven't read any of their work yet, but I really want to. Also, Daveed Diggs is a part of it and I love him, so yeah, we're gonna do it. Another book from work is Persephone's Station, and this is a sci-fi space opera, all-female cast. I don't really know anything else about it, but I've always wanted this book. I entered so many giveaways for it before I worked here, and like, it's just such a pretty book. It's stunning, and obviously the premise sounds really good too. I haven't seen a ton of people talk about this one, so if you do have opinions on it, please let me know them down below. I got these Violence Elites box set because I have not read any Chloe Gong yet, and I fully intend to do that before I die. People really like this series, but then there are some people who think it was really just okay. It's completely overhyped, and like the writing was weird, or it's not what it was supposed to be. It's not what it promised to be. So I've been told about what people's expectations were going in and how they weren't met, and I think that now that I know what expectations aren't going to be met, I'm going to enjoy it a lot more. I heard that it's super dark, kind of gross, and that's what I love in my stories. I really want to be grossed out. So like, there's not a lot of books that have really grossed me out in the way that I want, and I'm curious to see if this does, but I don't think, this is not that kind of genre, so how gross could it possibly be? We'll find out. And I got Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare because I haven't read a Cassandra Clare book since 2017, and I stopped at Lord of Shadows, and I really didn't like that book very much for some reason, and I'm just like, I took a break. I took a very long break, but I really want to get back into it. I might never read Chain of Iron and Chain of Gold, but I just want to finish out what I started. I remember being really pissed off at the end of Lord of Shadows though, and I was like, I don't want to sit through the rest of this because I know exactly what the next 100 pages of the first book is going to be. Yeah, I just remember being really pissed off, and that's why I stopped reading these books. But now I have this one. I will eventually get back into Cassandra Clare. I have the Red Scrolls of Magic 2 that I want to read, so these are the ones that I'm gonna like ease myself back in with, and if I don't vibe with them, I'm probably done with the fandom, or at least done with reading the books. I'll still be a part of the fandom because I do like the world she created. And I also ordered Yoke by Mary H.K. Choi, which I have like a love-hate relationship with Mary H.K. Choi. Emergency Contact was just okay, and then I read Permanent Record, which I did not like. But then I want to give her another try with Yoke because I feel like that one's a lot more mature than the other two are, so I'm excited to read it. But I didn't get sent Yoke. They accidentally sent me Law Breaking Ladies by Erica Owen, and this is, as it says, it's 50 women broke the law at some point in their lives, I guess. It's 50 tales of daring, defiant, and dangerous women from history. So while this is a really cool book to have, it's not what I ordered, but maybe I will give it a whirl. Might be a cute coffee table read, and I'll learn about some badass women from history, so that's always a plus. I ordered some books I found on Instagram. I have not heard anyone talk about them. I solely saw them through one of those story ads, and I was like, these are stunning. I kind of want them. I know nothing about them, but I kind of want them. And that was The Hollow Gods and The Echoed Realm by AJ Vrana. I barely know what these are about. I know it's about a dream walker and a dude. This guy, the shirtless one. And I don't know anything else. I mean, I know a little bit, but I cannot even bother trying to explain it to you. I got the bundle set, and the bundle set is of these special editions. So they have these really cool hardcovers under the dust jacket, and also the author signed them. And this one says, Dear Jayla, welcome to Black Hollow, astral projection not guaranteed, which sounds really fun. And then for The Echoed Realm, not only is it signed, it says, Dear Jayla, enjoy your stay in Orm's Rest, local specialties, stiff drinks, and dread. All my best, AJ. And then also it comes with this really hot art print. And so that's like what made me think that this was going to be a steamy book, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to get into at this point. Maybe the second book is steamier than the first. I don't know. But I really love this art print. I think it's adorable, and I want to know more about these characters based off of it. It has this really pretty design as well. So yeah, these are definitely a risk because we don't know how they're going to be, but at least they're pretty. And the grand finale is going to be the Bookish Box special editions of From Blood and Ash by Jennifer L. Armentrout. As we know, if you've been here long enough, I have a tumultuous relationship with these books. Obsessed with this one. So good. Chef's kiss. The other two, they're dead to me. I do not like them. They are bookish tennis elbow. They are a pizza burn on the mouth of the world. They kind of suck. And I didn't know that until after I had ordered these very pretty editions of From Blood and Ash. So yeah, love that for me. At least I don't regret having the first one. I unhauled my paperback copies because I knew that I didn't enjoy the series enough to have 2 sets of each book. So I only have these special editions now. And I'll just show you, like, the covers are really pretty, like they're stunning. I have this bookmark in here that I forgot existed, so we got a bookmark. It came with a lot of goodies as well. From there we have the beautiful, stunning, foil embossed hardcover, which are these green or are my eyes tricking me? Oh, it's green because the light's green. I'm dumb. Anyway, so it has these stunning designs, and then obviously the sprayed edges. Also, I didn't know this until I was flipping through the book, but it also has illustrations in it. Am I going to be able to find one? Not to like spoil anything, but here's one of them. I think it only has one in each book because I don't see any others in here, but yeah, they're really cool illustrations, which is just a nice thing. That was a surprise to see. And that's what these look like. I don't think all of them have very different, they do have like each character on there, and I hate that. I still like these characters. I actually don't like Castiel that much. He's kind of annoying. But oh, I also forgot to show you the inside art. Ooh, hi. Yeah, that's what that is. Anyways, so I won't go through like all of them because obviously you get the gist of what these look like. They do have different sprayed edges though, and then the art inside of them. Like, don't get me wrong, they're cute, but they're just poorly edited books. They're just poorly edited and poorly paced. We got nope, that's not his name. We got my man Kieran here. I really don't like how they did the fading into white. He looks like a black Santa Claus. So that's these. They're stunning, but they also kind of suck, and that's the sucky part of it all. Hello everyone, this is me from the next day after I just filmed this book haul with more books to show you. This is from Epic Reads. They did an ARC party way back in October that I went and watched. It's like a live stream where marketers come on and they'll talk about the books that are coming out that season. So I went to the Winter 2022 ARC party, and basically during that they talk about the book, the authors can come on and talk about the books, and then they have kind of quizzes and fun games that you play to be entered to win one of the giveaways. And I played in all the games, but you know, it's just a matter of luck, and I ended up winning the contemporary ARC party set. So I'm here to show you all the books I got, which is really, really fun. So let's start with, I want to keep it like a mystery. How do I, okay, here we go. So here we have Lulu and Milagros, Search for Clarity. This is adorable. I love it. Look at the Melanin Popping Queens by Angela Velez. This is coming out in February. Oops, sorry, it's not focusing. Come on, focus. There we go. This is coming out February 2022. It looks adorable. I don't know if you really want me to sit here and read the backs of these for you, so we're not going to do that. But next we have One True Loves by Elise Bryant. This is the same author who wrote Happily Ever Afters, which I believe I do have. Yeah, it's right here. My friend got me this for Christmas last year, and I still need to read it, but you know, this is adorable. So this is her next book. Sorry for the stomping upstairs, if you can hear that. This one comes out January 2022, so maybe I can try to get to this one really quick, but I love this cover. Yes, pants. Oh, this is so cute. Okay. Then we have Some Mistakes Were Made by Kristen Dwyer. And all of these covers, I can tell that like the trend of, you know, illustrated covers is going to continue for quite a while, but I love all these covers. This one comes out in April. I forgot dates. No, is that April? Yeah, that's April. Or? Yeah, April. This one comes out in April 2022. And again, I have no idea what it's about because it's been actual months since that ARC party, And I actually had to reach out to them again, like, hey, I won this thing and I haven't heard back from you guys. And I did that on Monday, and it is currently Tuesday. So I'm wondering if they like really quickly shipped this to me, like, oh my god, we forgot. But it's just a weird coincidence that it came. Then we have the Chandler Legacies, and this is giving me academia vibes, obviously. This is clearly a boarding school or something. I recognize this author, I believe oh, it says right there. He did the Like a Love Story book, which I have not read, but have heard a lot about, and it's gotten a lot of prizes, I believe. This, comes out in February as well. Again, no idea what it's about. The Legacy of Secrets Must End is what it says on the bottom there. I don't know, I like this. I like that this is what, I'm assuming we could compare this to like Ace of Spades or something, but I have to read Ace of Spades too. I'm so behind. Alright. Next. Oop, don't like how that felt. Someday We'll Find It, which has a stunning golden cover by Jennifer Wilson. And it says, home is where you choose, which is a pretty generic tagline to me, but okay. Also comes out in April. Also have no idea what it's about, but lit. And I think this is the last one. I did not know I was going to get so many books in here. Message Not Found, which I actually do remember. I barely remember, but I do remember hearing about this one, and I was really interested in it. So, interesting cover with that mountain face back there. And this one comes out March 2022. So, feel free to look up these books if you are interested in any of them. I really do want to get better about reading ARCs because it is just a privilege to have them and to be able to be a part of getting an author's name out there. I feel like I want to do my due diligence with that. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely try and get to a few of these before they come out, and then hopefully I like them enough to talk about them on my channel. But let's go back to the end of this video. So thank you for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please feel free to subscribe to my channel, give this video a like. You can follow me on Instagram at LalaLovesLit and be my friend on Goodreads. Links are in the description. Please feel free to leave a comment down below if you've read any of these, and definitely help me answer some of the questions that I asked throughout the video because I need your opinions. It's kind of what fuels me in this community. Thank you again so much for watching, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye!